Hi, I'm Beryl, and the theme for today's video is party food! Woo, woo, woo! Party for one at this apartment, but I will be making 5 party-friendly foods from 5 countries. Let's get this party started! Enough of that.
Hi Beryl, my name is Emma and I live in Halifax, Nova Scotia in Canada, but I grew up overseas in Senegal in West Africa. The party food I'd like to share with you is called a chicken cheese ball. Basically, it's about the size of a softball. It's made of shredded and chopped chicken breast. We often use canned chicken breast combined with whatever spices you want, really. We often use a packet of ranch seasoning. Mix it all together and form it into a ball, and then coat it with sometimes nuts or like breadcrumbs, sometimes some more grated cheese on the outside. The reason I love chicken and cheese balls, they're just so creamy and delicious, and unfortunately in my adult life I've become lactose intolerant, so they're kind of like a guilty pleasure, and yes, I suffer for it, but it's worth it because it's so delicious. I think that this is a great party food because it's just kind of a fun sort of finger food that you can go and grab while you're chatting with your friends and family, and yeah, it's pretty easy to make, and the ingredients are accessible around the world, I think, and you can make many different variations on it. Growing up, I would sometimes have a chicken and cheese ball at my birthday party because my mom knows that I really love it, so it kind of was like my special treat. I hope you try it, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that people watching will try it too, because it's really simple to gather the ingredients, and it's really quick and easy to make, and it's delicious to share with your friends as you're hanging out.
So, here's my thought. I think that this dish suffers only from a marketing problem. Like the name chicken cheese ball, I feel like it could be better. I also kind of feel like the presentation of the one huge ball could be done a little differently. Let me try this. I'm just gonna go in on the back end over here. I toasted the bread and it's a little crunchy. Okay. This chicken cheese ball slaps. Here's what I think. I mean, the ranch seasoning is so good. Honestly, the chicken, there wasn't as much as I thought there would be when I was making it. It's the right ratio, she says as she holds an entire ball of cream cheese stuffed with more cheese, bacon, and chicken. I think that for me, it's like a visual thing. The big ball of cream cheese, first of all, it's like, I guess like everyone kind of cuts into it. However, hear me out. What if instead of one large ball of cream cheese, you took it and rolled it into kind of tiny individual ones. And so that way you could kind of come in and take one and spread it. I feel like that might be a nicer way to serve it.
Okay, so I did end up remaking them. Let me show you a better shot.
It looks really pretty, I think.
Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about is that
I think that you could also remove the chicken if you wanted to make this vegetarian and add just like a ton of herbs. That would be really nice. I think ultimately at the end of the day, the dish itself is great. I would just make the presentation, I would alter it a little bit so that it was more, less like everyone in on one ball and everyone gets a ball for themselves. I've said ball a lot in this one.
Hi Beryl, I'm Lea from Germany. The party food I want to talk about is Kartoffelsalat, or potato salad in English. Kartoffelsalat is a salad made of boiled potatoes, and every family, every region in Germany has their own version of this recipe. I really like Kartoffelsalat because it reminds me of my grandfather, who always prepares it in my family. It is a party food you can typically bring for barbecues, and it's even prepared for Christmas Eve's dinner. It's not maybe the fanciest party food and a bit old-fashioned even, but I really like it because it makes me think of my grandfather. And I really like the way he makes it. It's a vegetarian salad even, and still a traditional recipe, which is not that common in German cuisine. So it's mainly made of potatoes and cucumbers or pickles and apple and fresh onion. And I really like the nice balance of sweet and sour tastes in there, and the texture of potatoes and the fresh ingredients. I really hope you enjoy my recipe. Have a good day. Bye.
German potato salad. Yes, yes, yes. This is the best kind of salad. I've never had this recipe. I've never had apples in a potato salad, but like Germans and potato salads, winners always. Whoa, yeah. The onion and the apple and the potato is a really good combo. Very surprising. Pickles and potato salad, heck yes. And I love using the pickle brine and some mustard to give it like a kind of soury sauce. I also like the potatoes being big pieces of potato and not like mushed up or crumbled up. Like, I like having structure in my potato salad. Sometimes potato salad is just too like sink your teeth in and your teeth touch each other. You know, like, do you know what I mean? When your teeth touch when you bite something and you're like, oh, there should have been food there. But you went right through it. So this recipe that I made in particular is Leia's grandfather's recipe. Online, there are tons of different variations of this. Just like I imagine like any other country, there are a million variations of potato salad, and there is no like one way to have potato salad. One potato salad to rule them all. This was very good. Definitely agree, great party food. And also potato salad, I think, is one of those foods that's like better the next day after it's been cold and sitting with everything. So good leftover food too.
Hi everyone, my name is Ibraim and I'm from Carabobo, Venezuela. The dish I want to talk about is tequeños. The tequeños are the expression of Venezuela, like it is everything to us. It's made by a simple dough with a piece of white cheese in the middle, then wrap on that dough and then fry, and it is amazing. It is a simple dish, it is delicious, but you have to do it in the right way and use the right cheese. Every time I eat them, it makes me feel like I'm in a party. It's amazing. We ate tequeños in every celebration we had, like birthdays, weddings, Father's Day, Mother's Day. No matter what celebration it is, we enjoy them. Tequeños reminds me a lot of my childhood. I remember every time my mom made them or fried them, I always be in the kitchen with her, try to help her because, I don't know, it makes me feel like I was part of something with her. Every time we go or we know or we throw a party, food is the first thing we think about. Very, very, very seriously. People have to try tequeños because they are gonna eat a little piece of Venezuela gastronomic culture and they're gonna love it.
I think that what I love most about this is that this looks like the mummy dogs that my mom made for us as kids for Halloween. Hot dog inside, crescent roll dough on the outside, only it's cheese. And it was more work because I had to make the dough. But I do think you could make it with crescent roll dough and not make the dough yourself. All right, let's go with the short guy here. Oh my God. Okay. I know that this cheese is not going to give you a cheese pull because queso fresco is just not that kind of cheese. Because the point is that like it won't melt too much. It is warm and salty, and the dough is actually everything. The sauce, the dough, the cheese. Honestly, I didn't trust the process. When I was making this dough, I was questioning it every single step. Like it was a little bit stretchy. It was hard to work with. I was like, I messed it up. I mean, it cooked perfectly. Honestly, I still feel like I'm recovering from the desserts episode, and I've been questioning everything. Where before I was like confidence queen in the kitchen, that now I'm like, oh my God, I can't do anything. Cheese covered in bread. This is a party food. It is really easy to eat cheese when it's like this, but honestly, like if you gave me just like cheese sticks, I would eat them with just as much vigor. So that whole thing about like, oh, nobody would eat like 3 cheese sticks, but they'll eat 3 mozzarella sticks. I'd do both. I would. I think that mozzarella cheese gets all the accolades when it comes to like frying it up and covering it in dough because you get that cheese pull, but like queso fresco for the win. I like this more. What? It's a better tasting cheese, you know? Like, that's all this is about. Better ingredients, better cheese, Venezuelan Tequeños. Okay, next dish.
Hello, my name is Japneet and I currently live in Seattle. However, my entire family originates from the Punjab region of India and Pakistan, and today I want to talk to you guys about paneer pakora. So paneer pakora is a type of fried party food and is made up of 2 thin pieces of paneer, a South Asian type of cheese, which is lit with a layer of green chutney in the center, and then is dipped in a batter made of gram flour and other spices such as cumin and coriander seeds, and then deep fried until a light golden brown. And you can also dust them off with a bit of chaat masala when they're hot if you want. And they're usually served with imli or tamarind chutney. You can see these at pretty much any sort of Indian function, a house party, a wedding, a birthday, what have you. But I love them when they're just fresh, just right out of the fryer, and the inside's still soft and it almost melts in your mouth, and the outside's crispy yet chewy with its own spices. For me, it's a very reliable yet comforting kind of food because when I was younger, I was a very picky eater, but this was always available at any event I would go to. And I really hope anyone who tries it will enjoy it because I'm hoping to showcase these traditional ingredients that you don't really see in Western cooking, such as gram flour, paneer, or tamarind, and hopefully you'll be able to broaden your scope outside of samosa or chicken tikka. I hope you enjoy.
Paneer Pakora is hands down one of my favorite party apps whenever I'm in India. This is it's always there when we have get-togethers. I've never made it myself, but I have to say this was pretty easy to make. I actually ran out and got some coriander chutney because like the green chili chutney, it's just bold. So I wanted something else. Even though this is deep fried, I feel like it's more of like a soft deep fry. So it's not super, super crunchy. You're not like, it's kind of more like the vibe of the batter feels a little bit more like fried pancake batter. The eno that you put into it makes it very fluffy. It's something that I use when I make uttapam or even dosa at home, and it just kind of adds like a lot of fluff. Man, this is good. There are a few different ways that you can make paneer pakora. Not all of them have to have the chutney in the middle. I also did a dry rub on one of them. If you like paneer, you would definitely like this dish. If you don't have access to paneer, I actually made a video with my mother-in-law where she teaches us all how to make fresh paneer. Incredibly simple. And just another addition, if you can't eat milk, drink milk. If you can't have paneer because it's made from milk, you can definitely swap tofu. Tofu is made by the same process that paneer is. It's just a plant milk versus, soy milk versus cow's milk. Paneer pakora, always a good time, 10 out of 10. Szechuan.
Hello everyone, I am Lucrezia and I'm from Florence, Italy. Today I would like to share with you a dish that I grew up with that is called Donzelle, which translates to little girls. I don't know why. Actually, they have plenty of names across the region, like coccoli or frappe, and the recipe slightly changes from place to place. Pizza pastry, which is rolled quite thinly and cut into rhomboidal shapes and fried in oil. The result is this crunchy fried pastry which is served hot and accompanied with tacchino cheese, which is very gentle and combines very well with the saltiness of the pastry, and prosciutto crudo, which is also salty, but together they are a great pair, but they are good even plain. To me, they are a great party food because you can make them in smaller size, and so everyone can pick one or two and just cover them with cheese. They are great. My aunt would make them for every special occasion, like birthday parties or even baptism celebrations, even a wedding. And I have so many memories linked to this dish, so I hope that everyone can enjoy them too. They are great.
I should have known how many party foods would be fried. I mean, this has been a very exciting week and I've gone through a lot of oil. This is my little sandwich that I made on camera. You know, the shapes aren't perfect, but like clouds in the sky aren't perfect, but that doesn't make them less fun to look at, you know? Excuse me. This is so good. This is really reminding me of the breakfast dish I made called mikeke. You know, different kind of shape, but the idea of a fried bread with cheese and meat. Sign me up. Sign me up. I couldn't find the exact cheese that Lucrezia talked about, but I went for just a soft spreadable cheese, and I feel like it works. It tastes good. I will say that I struggled to find recipes in English and even videos to watch this dish being made, so I had to glean what I could from like the experience that I've had in frying dough, and I think that I did a pretty good job. The dough is definitely a wet and like stickier dough, so you kind of want to drop it into the oil quickly, but it fluffs up. I thought it was going to be hollow inside, but it's not. It's actually very lovely and soft inside. I can see why you would snag a bunch of these right when they come out onto the party table, because warm, it's a delightful, delightful bite. Adding the salty prosciutto with this also just makes it like just my favorite thing in the world. I think I've talked about this before, but when I got married and we were talking about like, what food do we have at the wedding? I was like, meat, cheese, and bread. That's it. And my mom was like, no, that's very inappropriate. You can't just have meat, cheese, and bread at a wedding, but I stand by it. Meat, cheese, and bread is my favorite thing in the whole wide world, and I think it's a meal. Just to go back to the cooking the dish part and not about the fights I had with my mother about my wedding, a lot of recipes said that you could buy pizza dough from the store and fry that. So if you didn't want to make dough, you can just buy store-bought pizza dough, let it rise a little bit, and then put it in the fryer. And you would also get this. I feel like that's a lot easier, and it would be a very fun addition to a party charcuterie board. I felt like I just sounded like Martha Stewart. Charcuterie. Is that what she sounds like? Maybe just in my head. This episode definitely has me ready for party season. All of the recipes from today's video are in the description. I have picked out 2 other holiday episodes for you, the Christmas foods episode and the New Year's Eve dishes, since we're in the holiday spirit, and I will see you all in my next video.